Hello, cadre. What happened to the lights? Oh yeah. Without getting too political, I won't see the comments. I'm assuming it's national news almost at this point. But parts of California, due to what I understand lack of maintenance by our electrical utility, now to prevent major fires has to shut off power to high-risk fire areas when there's not only high risk of fire because of low humidity, but also high winds, because those are the fires that just explode into terrible ones. I don't know, last time they did this, we were outside of the area where they had to do this. This time, we're in it. I don't know what changes. It's kind of weird. We're in a pretty residential area. So this kind of surprised me. Power went off sometime. It's Sunday morning now. For us, could be a lot worse than it is for sure. Power went off for us sometime Saturday evening. We weren't at home and got home to a dark neighborhood. Can you see? Hey, there's some light turn this way. Black Lens Vector. Because I can't make coffee at home, we're using the A&E Cafe au lait. Nice creamy coffee scent. The power went off for us Saturday evening. Should be back on Monday at some time. And I guess shame on us for really not paying attention, like I said, because last time we watched pretty closely because we didn't know what areas would be affected. And this time we just assumed that the same areas before would be the high risk ones, so we weren't paying attention. So we're really kind of unprepared for this one. Think about what we would do to get prepared. And maybe would have bought a few more flashlights. We've got some flashlights, we've got candles, stuff like that. We're okay. The food is probably, we're hoping that the freezer food will be okay by Monday. We're assuming the refrigerator stuff is just gonna be gone, except for like the fruits and vegetables. But we're just not gonna open the door until electricity's back on and it's cooled back down again. But despite all this, so there's power off to about 1 million people right now as a preventative measure. But still, there's a huge fire north of San Francisco Bay. 30,000 acres right now, I think. Huge areas that are being evacuated. Same ones as the last devastating fire, which is just terrible for those folks. But that one was started again by a transfer, not a transformer, I don't think, but a transfer something. Anyway, the electrical company equipment started that one again. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out, because you'd have to say from a humanitarian point of view, geez, they can't keep a situation going where they have to keep turning power off to so many people for extended periods of time like this. I mean, you think about just the basic stuff of like, it's not in the winter yet. It got pretty chilly last night. No heat. So if it gets even colder, that'll be an issue. People with medical needs, everybody's food going bad and needing to be replaced, all that kind of stuff. This is the second time this year that they've shut down electricity like this. And they say it's the new normal for parts of California here and in Southern California, that just for safety, every year they're going to have to do this. And that's like, that doesn't sound too cool. So anyway, I don't think we would go the route of a generator. I don't know. Maybe after one more of these and losing a whole nother refrigerator full of food and all that, we would. We're still seeing about the hot water heater. Luckily, we have gas for most of our stuff in the house. I mean, it doesn't help. The furnace still won't work. The oven won't work. But we can use the stovetops to cook if we wanted to. Sounds like these bees are going out to dinner tonight. But we're waiting to see about the hot water heater. Just took a shower. It was okay, but I had to crank up the hot water more than I normally do. But the kicker is that the confounding variable, you might say, is that there's some days where it just seems like it just doesn't get hot. Like without all this stuff going on, sometimes you'll have to turn on more hot. Not often, but we'll go through like phases for somehow. So of course my first thought though is I'm using up the last of the hot water, and we're not going to get any more till the power's on. But it could be just that situation where we've had that before, so we'll see. If we can't get hot water, I'll probably have the kids stay over at the grandparents tonight just so they can get up and take showers before school tomorrow. Ooh. Anyway, so luckily for cell phones, we're in like cell phone towers are still working, so I'll be able to upload this video. Thank goodness you don't have to go without a video. And we still have the internet then, so we don't have to resort to like books and games and craziness like that. And the Tesla is a big, huge battery that we can charge 2 phones at a time in. It's got 2 USB ports, put phone chargers in. So that sucker, luckily we've got other cars we can use to drive around. It's in the garage. Tesla's in the garage. You know, with the garage door opener not working, yeah, we could monkey with the emergency release and all that stuff, but the plan is we'll just leave that in the garage. You know, be a big, huge cell phone charger. So at least the kids won't go totally bonkers. They can still text and do their stuff off and on, not as continuously as normal because they'll have to put it outside to charge it. But anyway, just did the alum, a little bit of, you can, without even seeing it, you know if there's lemon. But happens to be all the kids are gone this morning, slowly returning off and on throughout the day. I think wife and I are going to go out for at least coffee, if not breakfast, since we can't make coffee. We do have a French press, and we could use the stovetop to boil water, but I think everything we have is whole bean, and we got no way to grind that. Only grinder we have is electric, so c'est la vie. Anyway, so hopefully we'll live through today. I'm just glad that it's a weekend. It makes the day, you know, a little bit easier to deal with. Don't have to get everybody up and ready for school early and all that stuff. Tomorrow morning I'll have to be showering before the sun's up for work. And so that'll take a little different flavor, and especially if the water's just cold. Whoo-hoo, boy. I've heard of some people that enjoy actually a cold shower. I'll do like after working hard outside in the lawn and doing, you know, getting dirty and hot and sweaty. I'll take like a little bit of a cool shower to cool down. It feels refreshing. But that's different than cold, man. I can't get down with a cold shower. That's just painful, really. Anyway, here we go. I'll check the cadre off, and boy, it's quite an adjustment. I mean, you know the power's off. It probably happens to any of you that this happens to. But just out of habit, You know, you're like, oh, power's off. I can't watch TV. Okay, we'll watch something recorded. Oh, no, wait, that involves a TV. And then just like, you know, we had candles and batteries last night or flashlights last night. I walk in here to take my shower and I reach over and I flip the light switch. Just kind of like, oh, well, at least the lights on in here will work. Anyway, hope y'all having a better weekend than us. Stay warm, stay safe. See you on the farm.